Hey, it's Ron. Ron's Woodturning. Welcome back. Glad to have you. Been out of town for a while. Gonna be out of town for a long time. But I wanted to get a project in before I headed out, so I'm glad y'all could join me. And I'm gonna work on a little piece of sinker cypress, and I got it right here. And I cut it down. It's gonna be round eventually. Yeah, I don't know. Once I get it round, I'll figure out what kind of shape I want to put on it. And it's not too long. I shouldn't need a steady rest, but we're going to see. So stick with me, and we'll get started. Oh, and I got a new toy. It's one of them face plates. I think it's a record power. So it makes it easier to flip it around and all that. I've tried it out and it works pretty good, so I'm going to use that on this piece of cypress. So let me get suited up and we'll get busy. Okay, so here it is. This is going to be the top, so when I mount this up, I'll turn a tenon on this side and then flip it around. So I got enough room to hold it, and that way when I hollow it out, I won't have these screw holes sticking up and making the bottom fat, I think. But that's what I'm going to do. So let me get that drilled on there and we'll come back. Okay, it's mounted. See how fast I can get it. Start off at 300. 400, 500, 600. We'll stay at 600. And get it around pretty fast. And then cut a tenon over here. Flip it back around. Keep it between centers until I like the outside shape. Then I'm going to drill it. And I'll just go slow with it like I did last time, because it is, let me see how long it is. About 7 inches long, and it's going to end up being about 4 at the base, probably 3 at the top. There's some cracking in it, but the good news is there's no termites in this piece. It's all solid. So it ought to cut pretty good. We'll see. Let's do it. Okay, well, this is going to be the diameter of the bottom, roughly 3 3/4, probably 3 1/2, because I got to get past this part right here. And it doesn't crack all the way in. This is just a rotten spot, so it'll come out. And so 3 1/2 here. And once I get the tenon put on, I'll shrink it narrower here. Put a little shape on it, but it's gonna be okay. We got grains doing this, then long, then this. So we'll keep going. Okay, so it's kind of sort of roughly round. So I'm gonna put a tenon. When I get it flipped around, I'm gonna doctor this up. And then smooth it up. But cut a tenon first. So let me mark that. And we'll get it going. Okay, I got it marked. So I'm going to take my square cutter, sink it in as far, and then I'll bevel it with my skew. Okay, it's cut. Let's flip it around. That's a good fit. Still got a little gap before it reaches the top. Get it tight. I'll unscrew that and we'll get back at it. Okay, it's on there. Now I want to shape it. So I'm going to lose probably an inch by the time I shape the bottom, which is good. Maybe it won't chatter as much. You guys taught me something on that. Thank you. It's natural, but I can control it if I just, and this is soft. The sinker cypress is pretty soft. Holds together well, but I do want to fill in these cracks, so I'm going to put the shape on it first. Because it ain't going to fly apart. It's just, oop, this piece might come out. I might hit that. Yeah, let me hit that right there. Because it might, little diagonal piece come out of there. Well, I'm glad I did this because I'm using medium and it's going down in there pretty far. I haven't spritzed it yet with my 2P10. I'm letting it go on in there, and then when it gets down in there, I'll put another layer on it. But that might have come off. Now let's spritz it. And yep, hardened right up. Now I'm gonna do this. So I'll be back. Okay, so I want the bottom of the vase to be about right there. That'll give me this area to work in. And then I want the skinny part to be about right here. So skinny, fat, rounded down. Base. We'll see. But I like this sinker cypress, and the guy that gave it to me has got a bunch more. And I like working with it. I'm fixing to switch to bowl gouges and stuff since I got it whacked all down to shape with that round cutter. And it needs it because it's rough. So let me get started. Okay, well I got some super glue and sawdust trick work to do right here, right through here and here. Maybe a tad here, not much. So let me do that. Do some fixing. Learned my lesson. That looks fixed to me. Maybe a tad more. Need to fix that too. No more there. Now let that dry. Alright, let's do some sanding. I ain't gonna bore you. And once I get it all sanded off, polished up a little bit, then I'll drill the hole and set up my hollowing jig. Okay, so that's one coat of sanding sealer. Gonna take a bunch more. This thing's like a sponge. Alright, let's just let that dry and we'll keep going. Okay, that's 320, 2 coats of sanding sealer. Now I'm going to hit it with my paste. See what that does. And stuff works pretty good. It's going to work. Let me rub that on there. Good.
What do you think about your man cave?
This is working pretty good, and it's the same kind as the wood. So let me spin that, get it even. Let that sit there a couple of minutes, and then I'll bump it up high speed and rub it off. Alright, I put my paste on there and rubbed it, sped it up, pretty smooth. I'm going to go ahead and finish it on the outside before I even start the inside, but I might do another deal of paste just to make sure it's clogged up before I put the finish on it. Now I gotta sand it, or with a bumping pad or one of them kitchen pad things. But I gotta let it dry overnight so I can rough it up, and then I'll clean it with alcohol and put one more coat on it. Now this is polyurethane, and it don't stink up the shop. I'm liking it. It looks really shiny. And I know some people don't like super shiny wood, but I just thought this one might be good for shiny wood. Now I'm going to modify the base too, because this ain't going to be the base. I'm going to shrink it down a little bit and cut it off so it just has a little flare right here, and which is going to make me have to redo some stuff over here, but I'm not in a hurry on this one. This is going to be an afternoon after work project until I get it all done. But right now I'm liking it. So I'm ready to drill it out. Yeah, we're just going to drill it. I'm just going to go real slow. And I'll mark this. Try to shoot for about right here. So I'll come back when I get it drilled. Okay. So I got my hollowing jig out, and last time I couldn't reach the bottom, but this time I can, because this is a little different than the other one. So I can get all the way to the bottom. Let me mark that. So yeah, I can go all the way to the bottom. So I'm in good shape. All I gotta do is take my time. And this one is not oak, it's cypress, so it's going to cut easier. I'm going to find out if I get chatter. So let me get my laser set up, and we'll get going. Okay, so I got this touching the right at the, I don't know, not all the way to the tip, but not all the way to the side. So I'm going to be looking at this because I'm mostly going to be at angles. So where that laser is going to be where I'm at in that wood. So, I should be able to not go through the wood. So let me get going. This is my tedious part. But I like it. Can't wait to do this again. I'm going to try to do an even better job this time. And so I kind of, I know the noises and stuff now, so I'm not as concerned about this thing going crazy. And I retightened it here real good on the chuck. And it's solid. I don't have a steady rest. Maybe someday I'll buy one, but I don't have one, so I just got to go easy with it. So let me get started and we'll come back. Well, I got some noise going on. If I push too hard, and I'm not pushing very hard at all. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move that dot over. So I know for a fact I'm not on that. Get close to the outer edge. Let me do that. Okay, well, I noticed a little problem here. I'll try to get you down here where I can see it. Let me move this out of the way. There you go. Alright, well, I was being really careful, but I got some cracks right there and right here, and it cracked enough that it's actually showing up a little bit on the outside. So I've got to fix these or this top's going to break. Not too worried about the fat part, but if it keeps cracking, this thing's going to come apart. So I'm going to do some super gluing on it and I'll be back. Okay, well I got them glued up, but this crack right here, you can see it. Yeah. If you twist it around like I showed you, the thing goes deep. I mean, I only got about that much of it super glued. I'm already at the thickness I want right here, so I may be okay if I can keep it from spreading. This has already been fixed. This is a new one that's associated with this little crack, and here's one trying to start right here. Anyway, I'm just going to take my time with it, so it's pretty though, I don't want to lose it. But we're going to go, we're doing it. Okay, so the super glue trick is working so far. I got this part, if you look at the red when it's coming back, it drops off the side right there. So in fact I got a little too thin right here, but I readjusted my little, so I should be good. So let's do some turning, some turning. It also went up to about 850, 900, 800. Alright, I got to the bottom, but it turns out the bottom's only right here, so I gotta take all this jig apart right here and drill it a little bit further. And I should be good. It's hollow. Look at there. All the way to the groove here. All the way to the sides. Even all the way. A little thin right here, but it's going to be alright. Now, I'm going to take care of I'm going to reshape this bottom. Run a sanding stick up in there. And a bunch of oil. Finish this bad boy up. Okay, so it's back like it was. I gotta let it dry. And I'm gonna pour some oil in here and roll it around and let it sit and soak in a while. And there ain't no point in putting shine juice up inside of it. I'll just oil it up and that'll protect the wood. So I'll come back. When I get it off the lathe, I'll just take a cutting tool and my saw and cut the rest of the way off. Sand up the bottom and use my new branding iron and burn it. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, I finished it. Let it dry overnight and I'll put one last little coat on it. And I'm going to put one more. But talk about light. It's light as a feather. I hadn't branded the bottom yet, but I'm going to fix it to. So there it is, Sinker Cypress. Like and subscribe. And for all of those that have, thank you very much. And I'll be back with another project soon. So y'all have a great day.